The first sign arrived without warning, a pulse of light and sound that swept across Earth's observatories like a ghost. Instruments screamed with data no one could immediately decode. Every scientist, every engineer stared at the screens in disbelief. Humanity had never felt this small and exposed. Governments scrambled to understand it. Satellites in orbit captured the waves, and military stations braced for the unknown. Panic and fascination mixed in the streets. People whispered about alien contact, and some even feared the end was near. Still, no one could look away. The signal repeated, a strange rhythm that hinted at intelligence. It was neither music nor code, humans recognized. Some believed it was a test, others a warning. Across the globe, humans waited, their hearts pounding with the weight of the universe pressing on them. In New York, London, Beijing, scientists argued over interpretations. "It's a greeting," one said. "Or a threat," another countered. The room was tense, the air thick with anticipation. Every human present knew this moment would define their species forever. Satellites captured strange flashes beyond Earth, lights moving in patterns too precise to be natural. Military officers studied them, uneasy. Humanity had faced war, disasters, even pandemics, but nothing like this. The unknown stretched beyond imagination, testing human courage. Meanwhile, news spread faster than ever. Social media erupted with speculation. Memes, panic, excitement all collided. Humanity was united in fear and wonder. Children stared at the sky, adults debated strategy, and everyone felt the weight of first contact. At a remote observatory in Chile, Dr. Alvarez stared through his telescope, trembling. "It's alive," he whispered, though not in fear. Humanity had always faced challenges, but this was different. This time, the enemy or ally was unimaginably powerful, and yet he felt pride in how humans faced it. The first attempts to communicate failed. Language was useless. Signals bounced back with strange precision. It became clear the aliens were observing, calculating. Every transmission from Earth was measured. Humanity was being tested, and humans, stubborn as ever, refused to stay silent. Leaders convened emergency sessions. Countries that had long fought now spoke together. The UN headquarters buzzed with urgency. Everyone knew the wrong decision could end civilization, yet no one wanted to show weakness. Humanity's strength lay in its unity and determination. Every broadcast to the public was cautious, meant to calm and inspire. Yet people could feel the tension through the screens. Human ingenuity, courage, and curiosity were on display. The world held its breath, waiting for a single move that might change everything. In the skies above, satellites caught more signs, ships, or perhaps probes, appearing to hover at the edge of the atmosphere. Humans speculated endlessly. Were they friendly? Hostile? Testing humanity's reactions? Each theory added to the suspense, making every heartbeat feel heavy. At a military base in Nevada, General Carter studied the incoming data. His team had trained for invasions, nuclear threats, even asteroid collisions, but never this. His eyes burned with focus. Humanity might not be the strongest in the galaxy, but humans had always been clever, resourceful, and fearless when it mattered. News agencies from every continent broadcast the same story. Humanity had received a message from beyond the stars. Citizens stared at the skies, some in fear, some in wonder. The unknown had arrived, and humanity's response would define them. They would not falter. In Japan, a team of scientists decoded patterns in the alien pulses. They realized the aliens were intelligent, but also cautious. Every signal had rules, a logic humans could follow. It was a test, but it was also an opportunity. Humanity had never faced the galaxy before, but now it would show what it was made of. As night fell over Earth, millions gathered outside, looking up. Stars shone brighter as if in silent witness. Human voices whispered together in awe. Fear was there, yes, but so was defiance. Humanity had always faced challenges, and now it faced the universe itself. The first signal repeated once more, longer and sharper. It carried a sense of expectation. Aliens wanted to see what humans would do. And humanity, stubborn and proud, was already preparing to answer. Every mind and heart raced with one thought. Humans would not hide. Children asked questions adults could not answer. Soldiers prepared, scientists calculated, Leaders debated. Humanity's strength shone brightest under pressure. The first signal was no longer just an alien message. It was a mirror reflecting human courage, intelligence, and resilience. Some feared the worst, imagining fleets of alien ships descending. Others felt hope, imagining allies among the stars. Every human knew the truth. Whatever came, Earth would face it together. Defiance, ingenuity, and unity were human weapons stronger than any technology. By dawn, the skies were alive with anticipation. The world waited as the first signal faded into silence. But the echo remained in every mind. Humanity had received its first message, and the universe had already begun to notice the species that refused to bow to fear. The Council of Earth prepared their reply. Decisions would be made quickly. Strategy and intelligence would guide their actions. But one thing was certain. The first move was humanity's, and it would be bold. Humans were not just survivors. They were thinkers, fighters, and dreamers. And somewhere in the void, the aliens watched, unsure what to expect. They had anticipated silence. They had expected fear. Instead, they saw defiance, courage, and the spark of a species that would not be ignored. Humanity was ready, and the first signal had only begun the story. The first signal had stirred the world, and now it demanded action. Its leaders from every nation convened in an emergency session, a council unprecedented in human history. The weight of the unknown pressed down on every shoulder, but humanity had always risen to such challenges. In the council hall, screens displayed the alien pulses. Scientists and military advisors spoke quickly, explaining the signals' patterns, rhythms, and possible meanings. Some urged caution, warning of hidden traps. Others argued that hesitation would be seen as weakness. Humanity had to choose. Voices clashed as the debate grew heated. One leader said silence might keep Earth safe. Another insisted a bold reply would earn respect or fear. The room crackled with tension. Every eye was on the humans gathered here, and every decision carried the fate of billions. Dr. Alvarez, still trembling from witnessing the first signal, stood tall and spoke. "We cannot hide. Humans have always faced the impossible and survived. This is the moment we prove our strength, intelligence, and unity." His words echoed, stirring courage in even the most doubtful. Military leaders argued strategy, discussing defense, fleet positioning, and possible retaliation. They were trained for war, yet they had never faced beings so far beyond Earth's knowledge. Still, even amid fear, pride showed. Humanity had never backed down from a test. Civilians listened through broadcasts, holding their breath. News feeds replayed the signal, dissected by experts. Humanity's eyes were on the council, awaiting guidance. The world had never been more united or more anxious. Every person knew that in this room the fate of the planet was being written. Debates stretched hours into night. Some suggested sending minimal data to avoid provocation. Others argued for a full display of human achievements, science, art, and culture, showing the aliens' Earth was alive and capable. Intelligence, they reasoned, was humanity's greatest weapon. Finally, after hours of discussion, consensus began to form. The council agreed that humans would respond boldly. They would not hide, they would not cower. The message would be a declaration of humanity's unity, resilience, and courage. Traits that had carried them through every threat for millennia. Every expert contributed. Engineers suggested signal patterns to show creativity. Artists proposed images of Earth's diversity and history. Scientists calculated frequencies to ensure the aliens could understand. Every human skill combined into one unified answer, a testament to HFY principles. Outside the council chambers, citizens felt the tension and pride. Streets were quiet as the world waited. Families huddled together, hoping their leaders would act wisely. Fear lingered, but so did hope. Humans had faced disasters, wars, and natural calamities before they would face this too. The council prepared simulations. They modeled alien reactions, calculated possible outcomes, and debated contingencies. Yet even in this analytical chaos, human audacity shone through. They would not submit to fear. Humanity's greatest strength was its ability to adapt, to learn, and to defy the odds. Dr. Alvarez watched the council debate late into the night. He saw hesitation, fear, and doubt, but he also saw courage. Humans were stubborn, clever, and unyielding. They had built civilizations from nothing, crossed oceans, and reached space. No alien test could intimidate them. Meanwhile, alien probes lingered at the edge of the solar system. They observed Earth, recording patterns, monitoring reactions. The Council knew they were being watched, their every choice measured. Humanity's first move had to be precise, bold, and unmistakably confident. A decision emerged. The Council would send a message that combined intelligence, creativity, and defiance. It would be clear. Humans were aware, capable, and united. The aliens might test them, threaten them, or underestimate them, but humanity would not falter. The response itself would be a statement of power. Leaders debated language and form. Words alone were insufficient. Symbols, mathematics, and visuals were chosen to communicate across the stars. Earth's collective knowledge became a single, deliberate voice. Every human skill, every achievement contributed to the message. The Council worked through exhaustion. Hunger, fatigue, and stress pressed against them, yet no one quit. Humans thrived under pressure, turning strain into focus. The alien signal had challenged them, but it had also revealed what humanity was capable of when united. Some advisors feared retaliation, imagining fleets descending or attacks on Earth. Others saw opportunity, a chance to show the galaxy that humanity was not just another planet to conquer. Courage won over fear. Humans had faced the impossible before, and they would do it again. Finally, the message began to take shape. Mathematics and science proved humanity's intellect. Images of art and culture displayed creativity. Videos of human achievement conveyed adaptability and resilience. Every element screamed defiance, every choice reflected intelligence, and every signal radiated confidence. The Council paused to reflect. For the first time, humans were speaking to an intelligence far beyond themselves. Yet even in awe, they remained grounded. Humans had survived ice ages, diseases, and wars. This test, while vast, would not break them. The first step had to be bold. Outside, people slept uneasily, unaware of the magnitude of the decision. When the sun rose, humanity would send its voice to the stars. Every individual, knowingly or not, contributed to this moment. Courage was contagious, and hope burned bright across the planet. The Council finally agreed. Earth would respond. The decision was unanimous. Fear had been acknowledged but not allowed to dominate. Humanity's answer would be clever, precise, and defiant. Aliens had expected silence, but Earth would show them strength. Preparations began immediately. Engineers calibrated transmitters. Scientists refined data. Artists finalized visuals. Leaders coordinated messaging. Humanity's greatest qualities, intelligence, courage, and creativity, combined in one bold act. The HFY story had begun in earnest. As night fell again, Dr. Alvarez looked at the stars. The aliens were watching, waiting for a reaction. Humanity's first move would define its place in the galaxy, and humans were ready. Bold, united, and unafraid, they would answer the first signal in a way no one would forget. The Council's decision was more than strategy. It was a declaration. Humanity was awake, aware, and defiant. They were clever, resourceful, and unbroken. Aliens had expected silence. Instead, Earth prepared to answer, showing that no force, no matter how powerful, could intimidate the human spirit. The message was ready. Every calculation, every image, every symbol had been carefully chosen. Humanity would speak for itself, showing intelligence, courage, and creativity. The world waited as the first signals began to pulse into the void. Dr. Alvarez watched the screens as the transmission started. Colors, sounds, and patterns combined to form a message designed for alien minds. Every element was deliberate. Humanity's ingenuity, its history, and its spirit would be visible in the pulse of light and sound. Soldiers monitored communications, prepared for any retaliation, but hope filled their hearts. For the first time, humans were not just observers. They were participants in the galaxy. Every human action mattered. Every choice reflected the species' resilience. The signals spread quickly, bouncing off satellites and reaching deep into space. Humans felt a shared excitement, a unity that had never been so strong. Citizens across the globe stared at the skies, proud and anxious, realizing they were part of something monumental. The aliens received the transmission. Silence followed, a pause that stretched longer than any human imagination. Every scientist, every leader, every citizen felt the tension in the air. Humanity's bold move had startled the galaxy, and all eyes were watching. Inside the command center, debates erupted anew. What would the aliens do? Were they impressed, confused, or angry? Humans had no answers. Only one thing was certain. They had sent a clear message, one that declared Earth was awake and aware. The transmission continued, cycling through human knowledge. Images of cities, machines, art, and nature flashed in patterns the aliens could understand. Mathematics and logic highlighted human intelligence. Every pulse carried confidence. Every wave screamed curiosity. Outside, children gazed at the night sky, feeling pride without understanding why. Adults whispered about courage and defiance. Humanity had taken its first step into the larger galaxy, and the universe was noticing. Fear had been met with resolve, uncertainty with daring. Military officers remained tense. Fleet formations had been prepared, defensive systems activated. Humans expected the worst, but humanity refused to hesitate. The transmission itself was a statement. Earth was strong, united, and unafraid. Scientists continued to decode alien signals in response. Their movements were careful, precise, showing patience and intelligence. Every adjustment to the transmission was made with focus. Humanity was showing that it could think, adapt, and act under pressure. The alien observers seemed confused at first. Humans had expected silence or fear. Instead, they saw audacity. They noticed creativity, resilience, and the spark of a species unafraid to assert itself. Every wave of the message carried defiance and pride. Dr. Alvarez felt a thrill. For centuries, humans had dreamed of reaching the stars. Now, the stars were watching back. Earth's message was more than words and images. It was proof that humans could confront the unknown and stand tall. As the transmission reached its final sequence, it carried cultural symbols, music, architecture, literature. Humans were saying, we exist, we are intelligent, we are united. Each pulse of energy into space was a heartbeat, a sign of life and determination. In homes and streets worldwide, people felt the same surge of emotion. Fear had not disappeared, but courage had replaced it. Humans had faced challenges before, but this was different. The galaxy itself had become the stage for human strength. The aliens paused longer than before. The calculated silence spoke volumes. They had not expected such audacity from a species so small in comparison to the vastness of space. Humans had challenged assumptions without firing a weapon. Leaders watched anxiously. The waiting was agonizing. Every monitor, every signal, every calculation could contain danger. Yet the human spirit did not waver. Courage was visible in every glance, every hand on a console. Humanity had sent its answer with confidence. The world held its breath. Scientists monitored responses, decoding patterns for meaning. Military advisors waited for signs of aggression, yet no attack came, only observation, silent and thorough, as if the galaxy itself was learning the measure of humanity. The transmission ended with a final sequence, a simple human gesture, the lifting of a hand in greeting repeated across cultures. The message was clear. Humans had met the unknown, not with fear, but with strength, intelligence, and dignity. Even as silence returned, humans did not relax. Observation continued and vigilance remained. But pride burned brightly. Humanity had answered boldly, and the first move was theirs. They had not only communicated, they had announced their presence. The aliens seemed to reconsider. Every observer watched closely. Humans had shown cleverness, creativity, and courage. They had not begged, fled, or hidden. Earth's species had asserted itself, revealing that defiance, intelligence, and resilience were its greatest weapons. In command centers, Dr. Alvarez smiled despite exhaustion. Humans had done more than respond, they had declared their identity. The galaxy might not fully understand yet, but the first impression had been made. Earth was awake, aware, and unafraid. Citizens across the globe sensed a shift. The night sky no longer felt empty. The stars seemed alive. silent witnesses to human defiance. People whispered to one another, proud of what their species had accomplished in a single act of courage. For the first time, humans understood what HFY truly meant. Strength was not just muscle or weaponry, it was intelligence, creativity, and daring. Courage could reach farther than fleets or armies. Humanity's greatest asset was itself. The alien watchers remained near the solar system, still analyzing. Perhaps they tested further. Perhaps they were impressed. Every human knew that the game had only begun. The first message was sent, and now the response, the reaction, and the test would follow. As dawn broke over Earth, the first message faded into the void. Humanity had acted decisively, boldly, and brilliantly. Citizens returned to daily life, but the knowledge remained. Humans had confronted the unknown and emerged unshaken, daring, and proud. The first contact was complete, but the story was far from over. Aliens had expected silence, hesitation, or fear. Instead, they found a species that would not bow, that would not hide, and that could face the galaxy with defiance, courage, and courage. Dr. Alvarez and his team prepared for the next step, and the aliens would respond one way or another. Humans were ready. They would watch, calculate, adapt, and rise. Every heartbeat on Earth was a statement. Humanity had answered, and humanity would not be ignored. The galaxy had taken note. Humans had shown what it meant to be bold, clever, and united. The first answer was a triumph of ingenuity and spirit. The aliens had paused, but Earth had made its mark. Humanity had spoken, and the stars had listened. After humanity's first answer, silence stretched across space. The alien watchers did not respond. They hovered at the edge of the solar system, analyzing, calculating. Humans felt a mix of relief and tension. The unknown had not attacked, but it was still there, observing. Dr. Alvarez stared at the screens, tracking every flicker, every signal. The pause was heavier than any noise. Humans had expected fear, confusion, or aggression. Instead, they saw stillness, a quiet that made every heartbeat feel louder, every second heavier. Military leaders prepared fleets and defenses. Satellites shifted into patterns designed to protect Earth. Humans expected the worst, but none of them panicked. They had faced crises before. Humanity's strength lay in its calm resolve, its readiness to act under pressure. Scientists analyzed every movement of the alien ships, looking for patterns. Every pause, every adjustment of orbit, every silent flicker of light carried meaning. Humans had always relied on intellect to survive. Now intelligence was their shield and sword against the unknown. In cities across the globe, people watched the skies. The first excitement had faded, replaced by suspense. Parents held children, workers paused, and everyone sensed the weight of history. Humanity had spoken, and now the galaxy was responding not with words, but with observation. The silence continued for hours, then days. Analysts speculated endlessly. Were the aliens impressed? Confused? Threatened? Humans had no way to know. The unknown stretched like a shadow across Earth, yet humans did not retreat. Courage had never been an option to them. Dr. Alvarez convened with the council again. The debate was tense. Some feared inaction might provoke the aliens. Others believed patience showed confidence. Every voice, every opinion, reflected human determination and ingenuity. They would not bow to fear or uncertainty. The aliens moved subtly, testing the planet. Instruments detected small probes, scanning, monitoring human activity. Every measurement, every calculation by the aliens was countered with human observation and strategy. Earth's species refused to be passive. They were alert, clever, and proud. Children in schools asked questions that adults could not answer. Scientists visited classrooms, explaining patterns and signals. Humanity had a chance to witness itself, to feel its resilience. Every human learned that courage was more than bravery. It was observation, patience, and action when needed. Military simulations ran continuously. Scenarios were prepared for attack, communication, and negotiation. Even as the world waited in suspense, humans worked. They calculated, predicted, and adapted. Their minds became weapons. Their strategy, a declaration of intelligence and strength. The alien ships changed position subtly. Each movement was deliberate, as if testing reactions. Humans responded with calm efficiency. Satellites moved, transmissions continued, and the planet's eyes and ears remained open. Humanity had shown defiance, and it would not retreat. Leaders broadcast messages to reassure citizens. Fear was natural, but so was pride. Humans had always faced the impossible, and this was no different. The HFY spirit burned across every continent, clever, resourceful, united, and unafraid in the face of the unknown. Dr. Alvarez worked with teams analyzing alien signals. They found patterns hidden in silence. Every pause was a question, every observation a test. Humans understood the challenge. This was not a threat yet, but a chance to demonstrate skill, intelligence, and courage to the galaxy. In the media, stories of human achievements spread. Citizens shared moments of creativity, problem-solving, and innovation. Humanity had survived countless trials on Earth. Now, their ingenuity faced the stars. Every act of cleverness reinforced the message. Humans were capable of more than the universe expected. The pause grew into a suspense that gripped the world. Nights were sleepless, as scientists and engineers tracked every motion. Humans learned to wait without surrendering control. Patience was power, and Earth's species wielded it with skill, proving that intelligence could match force. In military bases, officers studied the aliens' subtle tests. Each probe was countered with precision observation. Humans had faced threats before, but never on such a scale. Every calculation, every small adjustment, every observation reflected a species willing to stand tall against the unknown. Families held vigils under the stars. Humans stared upward, sensing a silent judgment. Fear lingered, but courage burned brighter. Humanity had sent its answer. Now it watched, adapted, and waited. The first move had been made, and every heartbeat on Earth was a testament to defiance. Dr. Alvarez noticed patterns no one else had seen. The aliens were studying human behavior, looking for signals of fear or hesitation. Humans had none. Every action was precise, deliberate, and confident. Intelligence, creativity, and courage radiated from the planet like a beacon. Days turned into nights. The aliens remained still, yet active in subtle ways. The world held its breath. Scientists refined calculations, military leaders prepared contingencies, and citizens stayed alert. Humanity's defiance was silent but powerful, proving resilience through observation and vigilance. Finally, the aliens adjusted orbit, a slow movement that hinted at recognition. Humans interpreted it as respect. Their first act of courage had been noted. Though still mysterious, the pause no longer felt threatening. Instead, it became a stage for human strength to shine. Humans realized the power of patience and intelligence. They had faced the unknown boldly, without panic. Observation became action, reflection became strategy. Every human mind contributed to the planet's resilience, showing that courage was as much thought as it was action. The world began to understand HFY in practice. Strength was not only in might or weapons, it was unity, intellect, and courage under pressure. Humans had met the unknown, and through defiance and brilliance, had made their presence known. The pause was theirs to command as much as the aliens. Even as the aliens continued to watch, humans did not falter. Every human action, scientific, military, or civilian, was measured, clever, and confident. They had responded once, and now the galaxy was learning that Earth was not a planet to underestimate. Dr. Alvarez looked at the screens, exhausted but proud. Humanity had faced the first true test beyond its world. The pause had revealed more than alien behavior, it had revealed humanity itself, defiant, clever, united, and unbroken. The galaxy had begun to notice. As night fell on Earth again, people gazed at the sky with hope and awe. The alien pause had become a moment of reflection, a test, and a silent recognition of human ingenuity. The first answer had been sent. The first pause had been met with resilience. Humans were ready for what came next. The world had learned patience. The world had learned strategy. Humanity had proven that intelligence, courage, and unity could stand against the unknown. The alien pause was no longer a threat. It was an opportunity. Humanity had met the gaze of the stars and held its ground. The aliens did not strike. Instead, they observed. Small probes moved through the solar system, scanning satellites, energy grids, and cities. Every action was precise. Humans realized the galaxy was testing them, and they welcomed the challenge with determination. Dr. Alvarez studied the signals from the probes. Patterns emerged, subtle and deliberate. It was clear the aliens sought to measure human intelligence, creativity, and resilience. Every observation became a puzzle, and humans thrived on solving it. Across Earth, military, scientific, and civilian teams coordinated like never before. Humanity was no longer separate nations, but a single species facing the unknown. Every human skill, from engineering to strategy to art, became a weapon of ingenuity. In orbit, satellites adjusted to track the probes. Engineers calculated trajectories and predicted alien movements. Humanity was proving clever, adaptive, and precise. The aliens had expected hesitation or fear, yet all they saw was focus, unity, and intelligence. Every city became a hub of activity. Scientists tested algorithms, artists mapped symbolic communication, and soldiers maintained readiness. Humanity was showing that courage was not just brute force, it was thought, creativity, and resilience under pressure. Probes moved closer, scanning Earth's defenses. Humans responded with clever countermeasures. Systems were optimized, data encrypted, and tests conducted to confuse and analyze the alien responses. Every action reflected a species that refused to be underestimated. Children looked at the sky, inspired by stories of courage. Adults worked tirelessly, knowing every calculation, every adjustment, contributed to Earth's survival. Humanity's greatest weapon was itself, brilliant, united, and unbroken. The alien pattern became more complex. They tested energy grids, communications, and resource systems, adapted in real time. Engineers devised solutions instantly. Citizens helped where they could. It was a species-wide demonstration of resilience and intelligence. In Europe, a sudden energy disruption triggered alarms. Teams immediately diagnosed the anomaly caused by alien observation. Systems were corrected faster than the probes could react. Humans had turned the test into proof of capability, showing mastery over technology and environment. Dr. Alvarez and his team transmitted signals to demonstrate human reasoning. Patterns of mathematics, logic, and problem-solving were encoded in every pulse. Aliens, analyzing from afar, could not ignore the cleverness and precision of humanity's response. Satellites relayed images of human culture and achievement. The aliens saw creativity, music, art, architecture, and literature. They watched as humans celebrated life, history, and intelligence. Every symbol was a statement. Earth was vibrant, clever, and alive. The probes tested coordination. Simultaneous challenges appeared in multiple regions. Humans responded seamlessly. Communication was instant. Calculations were flawless. The species demonstrated teamwork and strategic thinking, traits the galaxy rarely saw combined. In the Pacific, scientists tracked oceanic anomalies. Aliens tested resourcefulness, measuring human problem-solving under pressure. Humans adapted, solved, and reported solutions in record time. Each success proved capability, defiance, and determination. The world held its breath. Every minor adjustment by humans was observed and analyzed by alien intelligence. Citizens understood the stakes. Every action mattered. Humanity was proving it could survive, adapt, and even impress beings far more advanced. In Africa, engineers solved complex energy puzzles caused by subtle alien probes. Solutions were elegant, efficient, and clever. Humanity's ability to adapt under pressure was now evident across every continent. The galaxy could see it clearly. Military simulations ran alongside civilian solutions. Strategy, patience, and quick thinking were all displayed. Humanity had turned fear into focus, hesitation into preparation, and observation into mastery. Every mind contributed to a species-wide demonstration of strength. Probes moved closer to Mars and the asteroid belt. Humans expanded observation and response. Every calculation, every communication, every adjustment showed mastery of their environment. Aliens could not ignore the intelligence and unity displayed. Dr. Alvarez spoke to the council. They are watching how we think, not just what we build. Every human mind is now part of our defense and our message. We are proving who we are. His words echoed pride, strategy, and HFY spirit. Humanity faced sudden challenges in the form of cosmic interference. Satellites lost signal, communications faltered. Engineers and scientists acted immediately. Systems were restored before probes could measure weakness. Every success built a picture of resilience. Cities lit up with symbols visible from orbit. Humans projected art, mathematics, and logic into space, signaling capability and intelligence. Aliens paused, analyzing. They had expected hesitation, fear, or chaos. Instead, they saw a species united, clever, and defiant. Children and adults alike felt a shared pride. Humanity was proving its worth without firing a single weapon. Intelligence, creativity, courage, and resilience became visible traits shining across the planet. The HFY story of human strength was alive and unfolding. The probes withdrew slightly, circling back to observe patterns. Humans had passed every test so far. Each challenge revealed more of their capability. Earthlings had demonstrated defiance, ingenuity, and resourcefulness at a scale the galaxy had rarely witnessed. Dr. Alvarez smiled at the screens. Humanity had shown more than survival instinct. They had demonstrated intelligence, unity, and courage. They had solved problems, adapted instantly, and responded with creativity and precision. This was the HFY spirit in full display. The aliens sent subtle signals, acknowledging human successes. It was not communication yet, but recognition. They had underestimated Earth. They had expected hesitation or fear. Instead, they saw cleverness, courage, and determination woven into every action. Across the globe, humans continued to work. Citizens, engineers, scientists, and soldiers collaborated in unprecedented ways. Humanity was proving that strength was not only weapons or fleets, but thought, adaptation, and unwavering resolve. Even as the night sky darkened, humans remained vigilant. Probes could return, challenges could escalate, but humanity had shown a capacity to rise, adapt, and excel. Every action reflected unity, intelligence, and defiance. The galaxy had learned to respect Earth. The first alien tests had ended. Humans had passed. But every mind knew this was just the beginning. Humanity had proven its worth. But the story of defiance, ingenuity, and resilience was far from over. The species had awakened the universe to its capabilities. The HFY message was clear. Earth was clever, resourceful, and unafraid. Humans did not hide. They solved, adapted, and rose to every challenge. The aliens may have paused, but humanity had spoken louder than words. Their worth was undeniable, visible across the stars. The alien watchers paused, silent and deliberate. For days, they observed every human action, every calculation, and every gesture of courage. Humanity had proven intelligence, resilience, and unity. Now the galaxy was ready to decide Earth's place among the stars. Dr. Alvarez studied the signals, interpreting subtle pulses. The aliens were communicating not with words, but with attention. Every movement, every test, every pause had been measured. Humans realized they were no longer just responding, they were being acknowledged. Global leaders gathered once more. There was no fear, only determination. Humanity had faced the impossible and survived with creativity and courage. Every nation had contributed. Every citizen, knowingly or not, had helped prove that Earth deserved recognition. Probes lingered at the edge of the solar system, sending waves of observation. Humans responded with calm focus. Satellites transmitted final images of Earth's ingenuity, art, and science. Each pulse carried pride, intelligence, and defiance, declaring humanity's place in the galaxy. Citizens across the planet watched the skies, holding their breath. Children whispered to their parents, pointing at distant stars. Humanity had shown the power of unity, courage, and thought. They had met the unknown with brains, creativity, and spirit. Now the universe had noticed. In the council chambers, Dr. Alvarez spoke with quiet pride. We have shown who we are. We've faced the test and proven our worth. Every calculation, every solution, every act of courage has built the story of humanity. Every word inspired strength, hope, and defiance. The aliens sent subtle pulses, patterns of acknowledgement. Humans interpreted them, as recognition. Silence had become a conversation. The galaxy, once distant and unknowable, now watched Earth with new respect. Humanity had claimed its voice among the stars. Military leaders observed calmly, prepared but unafraid. No weapon had been fired, yet the species' power was evident. Intelligence, unity, and courage were more formidable than any fleet. Humans had proven that defiance and brilliance were their true weapons. Every city celebrated quietly. Streets lit up with symbols, art, and signs of achievement. Humanity had reached beyond survival, showing creativity, ingenuity, and intelligence. Every human contribution had mattered. The species had passed the ultimate test of defiance and skill. Probes moved slowly, almost reverently, before retreating slightly. The aliens had made their choice. Humanity was acknowledged, respected, and observed differently. Fear had been replaced with cautious admiration. The galaxy had learned the meaning of human courage. Dr. Alvarez and his team analyzed the final signals. Each pattern reflected recognition, respect, and assessment. Humans had survived the unknown through cleverness, unity, and resilience. Every calculation, every adaptive response had impressed beyond expectation. Citizens felt a quiet triumph. Humanity had faced beings far beyond understanding and prevailed. No weapon, no firepower, no show of force, just intelligence, creativity, and courage. The HFY spirit had been displayed in full, and the universe had taken notice. The alien observers lingered briefly, sending faint pulses of curiosity. Humans saw it as a challenge to continue proving themselves. Every action, every discovery, every advance became part of a story that reached beyond Earth. Inspiring pride in every observer on the planet, leaders broadcast messages of unity and hope. Humanity has shown the galaxy who we are, they said. Every citizen knew the story was bigger than one country, one city, or one person. Earth had risen as a species, and the HFY message was clear. Humans were clever, resourceful, and fearless. The aliens finally retreated to a distance, continuing to monitor from afar. Earth had earned its respect. Pause had become acknowledgement. The species had passed the test, not with aggression, but with ingenuity, defiance, and unity. Humans had shown their true worth. Dr. Alvarez reflected on what had happened. Humanity had faced the unknown, solved challenges, and proved intelligence mattered more than weapons. The creativity, resilience, and courage had carried the planet through the test. The galaxy had taken note, and Earth would never be underestimated again. Across the globe, people looked at the night sky with awe. Children dreamed of what the future might hold. Adults felt pride and hope. Humanity had met the unknown and shown brilliance. Defiance, cleverness, and unity had become visible to the universe itself. Probes and signals slowly faded, leaving humanity to its own world. But every mind, every heart, and every human achievement carried the memory of the test. The galaxy had seen what humans were capable of: intelligence, courage, creativity, and defiance. Leaders addressed the world, reminding citizens that this was only the beginning. The universe is watching, and we have proven ourselves. Stay united, stay clever, and stay brave. Humanity can achieve what it chooses when it acts together. Pride and determination spread across Earth. Dr. Alvarez gazed at the stars one last time. Humans had faced a species beyond comprehension and shown what it meant to be human. Every mind had contributed. Every act had mattered. The HFY spirit of courage, intelligence, and unity had carried them through the galaxy's scrutiny. The world had learned an important truth. Strength is not just power or numbers. True power lies in intelligence, creativity, and defiance in the face of the unknown. Humans had proven it. Every nation, every citizen, had left a mark on the galaxy simply by being themselves. Children laughed and pointed at constellations, imagining future adventures. Adults whispered stories of courage and ingenuity. Humanity had become a species that the galaxy respected. Fear had been met with brilliance. Uncertainty had been met with intelligence. The universe had witnessed the HFY spirit. Dr. Alvarez smiled at the council. The galaxy has seen us, but now it's up to us to continue proving who we are. Every choice, every action, every discovery will matter. Humanity has earned respect, but the story is just beginning. The night sky shimmered, silent yet full of promise. Humans had shown courage, intelligence, and resilience. It faced the unknown without fear and earned the acknowledgement of a galaxy far older and wiser than Earth. Their story had begun among the stars. Finally, a broadcast reached every corner of Earth. Humanity is clever, strong, and united. Never forget what we are capable of when we act together. The galaxy is watching, and our future is ours to shape. Pride, hope, and determination spread like wildfire across the planet. The aliens may have left, but their choice had cemented a new reality. Humanity was no longer insignificant. They were clever, resourceful, and unafraid. The HFY story had reached its peak. Earth had faced the unknown and emerged respected, proud, and ready for the next challenge. Dr. Alvarez looked at the stars one final time that night. Humanity had been tested, observed, and acknowledged. They had proven intelligence, courage, and unity were their greatest weapons. The galaxy had made its choice, and Earth had shown it was worthy. The world slept under the stars, proud and awake. Humans had met the unknown with boldness, ingenuity, and resilience. They had faced the impossible and shown what it truly meant to be human. The HFY spirit shone brighter than any fleet or weapon in the galaxy. The story ended not with fear, but with hope. Not with submission, but with defiance. Humans had proven their worth, and the galaxy had seen it. And as Dr. Alvarez and every human gazed at the night sky, one thought remained clear. The universe is vast, but humanity is ready.